This dynamic warm-up is going to work the entire body. You'll have 6 exercises and 5 minutes of work here. We're going to start with 30 seconds of a cat camel. Starting in our tabletop position, hands stacked underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. We're going to drop that belly button down to the ground, looking towards the ceiling, working the shoulders. Then drawing the belly button up, trying to get that spine nice and big. Next up, we're going to go back to that tabletop, 30 seconds per side of a thread to needle, reaching over top, bringing that arm underneath to stretch out the shoulder. You'll have 30 seconds on one side, then you'll go to the other. Next up, we have a high plank. We're going to push into a downward dog, keeping the legs straight, focusing on the calves and hamstrings as well as the shoulders. We're going to go back to the high plank. Now let's start walking our hands back to our toes for a standard walkout. This is going to work the hamstrings, glutes, and posterior chain. Next up, we've got our 5-point squat. We're going to start with a forward bend, bringing our hands underneath the toes, dropping into the squat to get chest nice and tall. One arm up, then the next, driving through the heels back to our starting position. Then we're going to mix things up, 30 seconds of a power skip. This is going to lightly elevate your heart rate. 6 total exercises, 5 minutes. Let's get warmed up.
About to get started, I'm feeling the groove. Somebody let's party, get naughty, I do what I do. So baby shake it, I wanna take it, and I'm all over you. Drinking, smoking, everybody move. It's on baby, go crazy, everybody hit the floor. We on an adventure, maybe we'll get so hazy till the morning shows the light. No, I can't get enough, you know I hold it down. The music steady playing, listen to the sound. And I'ma drop a couple stacks, do it like that when I come around. So just raise your hands to the sky. You know we're feeling so alive. And we got that money, got that money, got that. So just take your place, feel the vibe. You know we're feeling so alive. And we got that money, got that money, got that. Yeah, we got that money, got that money. Yeah, we got that money, got that money. It's about to get started, I'm feeling the groove. Somebody let's party, get naughty, I do what I do. So baby shake it, I wanna take it, and I'm all over you. Drinking, smoking, everybody move. It's on baby, go crazy, everybody hit the floor. We on an adventure, maybe we'll get so hazy till the morning shows the light. No, I can't get enough, you know I hold it down. The music steady playing, listen to the sound. And I'ma drop a couple stacks, do it like that when I come around. So just raise your hands to the sky. You know we're feeling so alive. And we got that money, got that money, got that. So just take your place, feel the vibe. You know we're feeling so alive. And we got that money, got that money, got that. Put your hands to the sky. Yeah, we got that money, got that money. Yeah, we got that money, got that money. Getting closer to your body, I wanna get the party started. And we're dancing till the morning comes. Yeah, tonight we're getting wasted. We'll engage in conversations, cause we only wanna have some fun. You said to catch that rhythm, I wanna dance right with ya. Ooh mama, oh my, ooh mama, oh my. You start to drive me crazy. Just say you'll be my baby. Ooh mama, oh my, ooh mama, oh, oh, oh. Ooh mama, oh la 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 la. Ooh mama. your bottles where they should be. Cause the party going on and on and on and on. You said to catch that rhythm. I wanna dance right with ya. Ooh mama, oh my, oh mama, oh my. You start to drive me crazy. Just say you'll be my baby. Oh mama, oh my, oh mama, oh oh oh. Oh mama, oh my. Oh mama, oh la 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 la. Oh mama, oh my. Oh mama, oh oh. Oh mama, oh my. Oh mama, oh la 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 la. Oh mama, oh my.
It is time to get our heart rate up. 10-minute cardio block, 4 exercises, 4 rounds. First round 15 seconds, second round 30 seconds, 45 and 1 minute. First exercise, speed skater lunge, lateral bounding, explosive movement side to side. Making sure that back leg doesn't cross. Option is to take the jump out, step, tap, and drive that knee up. Exercise 2, pop squat, chest is tall, soft sink into squat, explode side to side, whole body turns as 1 unit. Option, take the jump out, step, tap, and soft sink. For exercise 3, we're taking it down to the ground, bicycle crunch, elbows are wide, chin stays lifted, belly button drives into the floor. Rotating one shoulder to the opposite knee. Keep that chest tall and the back nice and flat. Option is to set one foot down, same rotational movement. Last exercise, forearm plank punch. Straight line, ear to hip to toe. We're making sure our belly button is engaged. One arm's gonna punch. Make sure the hips don't rotate. If they rock, widen your base. Option, take it down to the knees. Keep that straight line. 10 minutes, no rest between reps. Let's do it.
You're going to strengthen your core on this block. We've got 4 minutes of work here, 3 exercises we're going to go through. Ready to work, Lindsay?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to start with 10 reps of a hip raise, making sure our lower back is making contact with the ground, legs completely straight at a 90-degree angle, driving through the hips, getting those toes up to the ceiling. Option, you can always bend the knees to reduce the lever. Next up, we have 10 reps of a power sit-up. Arms are overhead. Use that power emphasis. Explode to meet in the middle, bring those knees as close to the chest as you can. An option here is you can reduce your range of motion. Last but not least, we're going to come to a seated position, 20 total reps of a torso rotation. Heels are on the ground, and as you can see, Lindsay is rotating from the midsection, letting her eyes follow where she goes. An option here, you can reduce that motion on the rotation. You've got 3 movements. Your goal is to get at least 2 to 3 rounds here. Go ahead and get started. Time for everyone's favorite exercise, the burpee. But before you turn this off, we're going to break it down into 4 different exercises. This is going to be 10 total minutes of work. In round 1, you're going to do each exercise for 1 minute. Round 2, 45 seconds. Round 3, 30 seconds. And in that final round, 15 seconds of each. Dee, you ready to break it down? Let's break it down. Our first exercise is going to be a jump squat. Your feet are going to be about hip width apart, shoulders nice and tall, belly button to spine to keep the core engaged. Heavy in the heels, dropping into that squat, exploding up, getting a little bit of vertical, getting some air underneath those feet. Options here, you can always squat into a calf raise. Next up, we're going to drop down into a plank starting with our pop jacks. So as you can see, hands are going to be stacked underneath your shoulders, feet hip width apart, swinging those feet forward, making sure you land on the heels to keep your knees safe into that squat. An option here, you can always walk it out to your plank and walk it back in. Our third movement, we're going to go back into the high plank position for an alternating shoulder tap. As you can see, squeezing the glutes to keep the hips square, alternating, making contact with that opposite shoulder. An option here, you can drop down to your knees, but make sure to keep your core engaged. Our final movement is a double crunch. Laying down flat on your mat, making sure your lower back makes contact with the ground. You're going to extend the legs out, arms overhead, meeting in the middle. An option here, you can always raise your heels a little higher into the air. That way it'll relieve some tension on the lower back while also maintaining contact. You have 4 total rounds, descending amounts of time along the way. It's going to feel like you've done some burpees. Go ahead and get started.
In the dark, in a room, I'm waiting on my own, and the dream seems so far away. Could it be you're waiting there for me? I just need to open up. Oh, then your light shines in, flying, flying. Never saw you coming. Now you're under my skin, flying, flying, and you set me free. Then your light shines in, flying, flying. Never saw you coming. Now you're under my skin, flying, flying, and you set me free. Here we are, I can feel your heartbeat next to me. Tonight we will fly away. Looking out as far as our eyes can see. This time we will get away. Oh, then your light shines in, flying, flying. Never saw you coming. Now you're under my skin, flying, flying, and you set me free. Then your light shines in, flying, flying. tide pulls from within her. It pulls you in. Night moves in and you're both under so close you breathe her in. A whisper now, no space between. Open your eyes, see before you found her, you ran around and around and around, caught up in a game of wonder. But a tide pulled you to her and pulled you
All right, we finally made it to our flexibility block. I think you definitely earned it, right, Denise?
My legs are ready to be stretched out.
Love it. So what comes up must come down. We have 3 stretches performing 20 seconds on each side. Our first stretch here is going to be our standing crossbody stretch. So standing up nice and tall in our set position, we're going to extend your right arm so our wrist is directly in alignment with the shoulder. Roll those shoulders down and back, and then with your hand, you're going to cross your arm across your chest, either above or below the elbow, so that we feel that stretch in your shoulder here. 20 seconds on each side. Next one, we're gonna stretch out those burning legs.
Thank you.
So take your right hand with your right foot, bending our knee, bringing our heel towards our glute. We're stretching out the front of those legs, your quads here, pressing our hip forward. You wanna know a fun fact, Denise?
What?
Touch your nose or your ear, and it will help you with balance.
It worked.
Beautiful, nice job. So 20 seconds on each side for that. Our last stretch is going to be our runner's lunge. So we're gonna drop it down to a knee. That back leg is gonna be nice and flat. The knee is directly above the ankle. Hand is gonna be on our hip. From here, we're just gonna slightly press our hip forward, squeezing the glute so we feel it in our hip flexor here. If you want a little bit more of an added stretch, you can actually walk that foot a little bit farther forward, hinge your hip, and plant your hands down to the ground for that little added stretch here. So 20 seconds on each side. Let's get it started.
We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. Bottles and bottles and bottles, I'm popping some bottles and more, doing the most. How can I stop when I'm going? As long as it's green, I'ma go. Let us get low, partying like I'm the host, all white like I'm a ghost. Just so you know, I am the life of the party. I'm so bright, I can just glow. Feel so good when you alive, tasting the airs I breathe in the night. Let's take a flight, we can go high, Vegas to Cali or even Dubai. Don't ask why, just say yeah. Anywhere that you can think of, we there. Facing our fears as we go on this ride. Loving this life, I'm ready for the night. I'm ready tonight. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. In my rear view, I got a clear view, but if I did to take a chance, I wanna dance, so I'ma ask if you would care too. Here's the truth, I'm feeling nice and you looking right, so let's share the room. A cup of ice and a double shot of whatever's got me in this mood. It just feels good, living your life like you know that you should. Ride that wave, sip champagne, out for the night cause we just got paid. Club on slate, nothing to say, just good vibes, we live in a blade. Doing whatever we want on this ride, loving this life, I'm ready for the night, I'm ready tonight. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time,